St. Jude Hospital began in 1966 through the compassion of Sister Mary Irma and the Sisters of the Sorrowful Mother. For decades, it was more than a hospital. It was a lifeline for the entire south of St. Lucia. But on September 9, 2009, before dawn broke, fire ripped through the surgical and pediatric wings. Operating theaters collapsed. Wards turned into ash. 3 lives were lost, and in one morning, the South lost its only major hospital. With no alternative, doctors and nurses were moved into the George Odlum Stadium, a track and field facility turned emergency ward. What was meant to last weeks stretched into months, then years, then more than a decade. Corridors built for athletes became ICU passageways. Locker rooms became consultation areas. For 16 years, St. Jude existed in exile. The original construction site was started, abandoned, redesigned, halted, restarted, and abandoned again. Millions of dollars vanished into audits, reports, half-built blocks, and politically driven decisions. Technical reviews revealed structural mistakes, low ceiling heights, misplaced columns inside wards, incomplete pipe systems, and designs that could never meet modern health standards. By 2021, the site in Auger had become a national symbol of delay and despair. Overgrown with bush, infested with bats, rats, garbage, even sheep. It was no longer a hospital. It was a ruin. St. Jude had become St. Lucia's Tower of Babel, a project everyone touched and everyone failed to complete. July 2021. Philippe Pierre is elected Prime Minister with a mandate the country made unmistakable. Complete St. Jude. No excuses. From his first days in office, Pierre made one decisive choice: return to the original St. Jude site, the only option capable of delivering a real hospital within his term. An independent technical committee reviewed every drawing, every structure, every option. Their conclusion was clear. The original site was sound, the old work was salvageable, and the hospital could be completed faster and safer than starting anew. Pierre's administration moved immediately, clearing the site, commissioning engineering reviews, and mobilizing local capacity. For the first time in 6 years, the sound of construction returned to Auger. Before any foreign financing arrived, the government pushed ahead, using local contractors and resources, completing 4 critical facilities: the administration building and kitchen, the dialysis building, the physiotherapy building, the power laundry and maintenance building. These buildings were structurally complete, mechanically operational, and undergoing final testing by early 2024. Full electrical distribution, fire systems, HVAC, plumbing, medical gas lines, network cabling, and security infrastructure were installed, proving the government's commitment before a single dollar of external support arrived. But one truth remained. To finish St. Jude fully, properly, and on time, St. Lucia needed help. In August 2023, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, through the Saudi Fund for Development, approved a US $75 million concessional loan for the completion of the St. Jude Hospital. It was more than funding. It was a partnership. A joint venture model was created to ensure international oversight and transparency. CIE of St. Lucia and ADCO of Saudi Arabia formed the construction team. Caribbean Consulting Engineers and DAO International provided supervision. Engineers from India, the Middle East, the Caribbean, and Europe joined St. Lucian teams, bringing together global expertise under the mandate: complete St. Jude, deliver the hospital. And for the first time in 15 years, the project moved with urgency, discipline, and precision. Rehabilitating an 80-year-old hospital was not renovation, it was surgery. Engineers fought through structural surprises, missing as-built drawings, hidden beams, and design conflicts. Narrow gurney corridors were rebuilt and tested on camera. Entire mechanical and electrical systems were ripped out and replaced. Years of abandoned equipment, including $10 million worth of obsolete AC units, had to be discarded. And procurement challenges became a daily battle. When shipping delayed vital components, materials were flown in on commercial aircraft, sometimes from the UK, India, or China, just to protect the project's timeline in the interest of St. Lucia. Despite everything, progress accelerated. The administration building, dialysis, physio, PLMB, 100% complete. Surgical wing, 100% complete. East wing, 100% complete. Campus roads, sidewalks, drainage, and electrical distribution, 100% complete. For the first time since 2009, St. Jude was beginning to look and function like a real hospital. This construction became more than concrete and steel. It became a restoration of public trust. Every wing restored was a stitch in a national wound. Every corridor finished was an artery reopened. Every operating theatre completed was a breath of hope for families waiting 16 years. The workers, local and foreign, labored nights, weekends, holidays. The project management unit, consultants and contractors pushed relentlessly toward one goal: open the doors, bring St. Jude home. And so they did. On November 9th, 2025, Prime Minister Pierre announced to the nation, the buildings at St. Jude Hospital are completed. The hospital is ready to be commissioned. Sunday, November 16th, 2025. After 16 years of displacement, frustration and waiting, the government of St. Lucia officially handed over the rebuilt St. Jude Hospital to the people of the South. No longer in a stadium, no longer temporary, no longer a national embarrassment, but a modern, climate-resilient, internationally supervised, fully equipped hospital ready to serve nearly 40% of the island's population. St. Jude Hospital was dedicated to the patron saint of lost causes. For a long time, it seemed like one. But today, the story comes full circle. From fire to failure to fulfillment. This is not just construction. It is resurrection. It is the triumph of trust, partnership, and perseverance. It is a promise kept and a nation healed. St. Jude Hospital, a promise delivered.